Now, I would like to invite Professor Jaison Manjaly to address you all. He's a professor in philosophy and the Dean of Student Affairs at the Institute.
Good morning, everyone. I joined this institute in 2008 when it started. And I was trying to recollect what has changed from 2008 to 2017. In 2009, that's when I probably, along with Professor Jain, welcomed the first batch of students, because the 2008 batch joined in little bit before I joined the institute. In 2009, we started off in 2008. We started off in a small room, very small room, 1/3 of the size of this stage. That's where all faculty were sitting. There was a small classroom come auditorium. That's where the students were having their classes. And then we had an idea of creating an institution which should show the example of various facets of academics to the people in this country. Many of you do not know the journey from 2008 to 2017, but if you would like to know how we evolved and we are sitting in a grand auditorium today, it is a good idea to know the history of this institute. Now, I'm not going to tell you the history of the institute, but it is probably, I'm sure that you will all be inquisitive and curious, and it should be an important aspect of your life here to know the history of this institute. Now, what are the things that we did in this institute? What were the major things that we did in this institute? If you ask me, one of the major things that I remember, or that's what we actually try to do, is to make students to take their own decisions. What does it mean to say that students should be taking their own decisions about their life? Which means that from now on, you should be less dependent on your parents to decide what you want to do in this institute. Which means, from an institute's point of view, we will not be encouraging parents to interfere in the students' decision-making process. I am responsible for the welfare of the students. What does it mean to say welfare? That I am responsible how you would be treated nicely in this institute, how you will be taking care of, how you will be participating in various activities of this institute. So we have lot of facilities that we have initiated over a period of time. We have very good academic programs. We have a very good counseling service. We have a very interesting scheme for all the students who will have any kind of financial difficulties. One of the things that we decided in this institute is that if a student requires any kind of financial help to pursue his academic career in this institute, we will provide. Which means, if you have any financial difficulties, you should come and talk to me, and I will sort out your financial problems. In the last open house, I asked the students, how many of you have ever cleaned your own toilets? And very few of them raised their hands. And I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands if you have cleaned your toilets. One of the important values of this institute is that you need to get your hands dirty. Which means we have all the possible facilities. We will be facilitating all possible, things for you. But you need to get your hands dirty. That is a very important core value of this institute. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to go and clean your toilet. It means that you should be willing to go to the workshops, to go to the labs, and pursue your own passionate projects. And we very well encourage those kind of stuff. I see you guys as a very privileged people. What does it mean to say that you are privileged? Because you are selected from a large pool of students who aspire to be in an IIT. And I feel that you have a very strong responsibility to the society, which means that you should be thinking not about your own welfare. You also need to be thinking about the welfare of the society which allowed you to be in this institute. So, welcome again, and we will be interacting more in the afternoon and tomorrow morning. And see you there during my interaction. Welcome again to all of you. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Jaison, for emphasizing the ethos of this institute to the students.